Hello everyone, welcome to today's edition. And on this today's edition, I'm going to explain how you can use DCA to make profit, how you can use DCA strategy in your daily activities trading. So now, let me take you back to the explanation of DCA in our trading community. I explained it yesterday, so let me take you back. So this is the explanation of DCA, dollar cost averaging. Is a strategy where you enter a trade gradually in a position instead of placing your full position at once. What does this mean? It means that if you have capital, you don't need to use the whole capital at once. You don't need to use the whole capital to enter the trade at once, because if you use the trade your whole capital at once, it's going to affect you if the market is going against you. And don't forget, market can not go to your direction immediately you enter the market. It's going to go to a sideway, maybe it's going to give you another side movement. Do you understand? So but if you are using this strategy of DCA, is going to help you a lot. So let me show you the practical example of how you can use DCA. Now I have $40 in this account. This is it. I'll be $43, but I'm going to use $40 in this particular account. So now the 20% of $40 is $8. So 20% of $40 is $8. 10% of $40, 25% of $40 is $10. So now I'm going to use $10, which is 25% of it. So now this is where you're going to see your total amount you are using. Can you see? This is $10. So now let me enter this particular trade. Now I want to open long trade, and don't forget, after you do your technical and the fundamental analysis, you can now decide to open a long or a short trade. But on this particular video, I just want to open a long trade so that we can all understand it very well. Then I'll click on long. Now the market has opened. Now can you see? The first thing you're going to check here is your liquidation price. Can you see? This is your liquidation price. The liquidation price, and don't forget, liquidation price is always far from the market price and the entry point. This is the market price, then this is the entry point. I entered the market around 1.0924. the market price is 1.924. the liquidation price is 1.0051, which means that the liquidation price is far from the market price and the entry point. So now the strategy of ADC, how can you apply it to your trade? Now don't forget that what I explained in the ADC in the group chat is that the DCA strategy is that you are going to use your capital gradually. You are not going to enter the market with your whole capital. You are going to enter the market gradually, little by little. Now as you can see, I still have about $30 balance, over $30 in my account. So now if the market is going against me, I still have enough money to do replenishment in this particular trade. So now if I want to set another entry point, what I'm going to do now is to set it above the liquidation price, and this is the liquidation price. This is the liquidation price, is 1.0051. So now let me go and set another entry point. And if you want to set another entry point, you are going to use limit order. Limit order means that you are telling the market to get to you. You are placing your order to a certain level where you want to enter the market. You are placing the order where you want a particular level of where you want to enter the market. You don't want to enter the market immediately. You are waiting for the market to come down to your second entry point. So what we are going to use now is limit order. You can call it limit, you can call it limit order. So now this is the current market, now the current price. Now I set the second entry price to this particular sign. So can you see that it is very, very far from the liquidation price? Sorry, very far from the liquidation price. So if the market get to this second entry point, the market will trigger for me. And don't forget, my first entry point is $10. My first order amount is $10. Now I can use another $10. I can use another $10 to enter this particular trade. That means that if the second entry point is now, I'm going to, if the second entry point trigger, I'm going to have $20 on this particular trade. And if the market now started going up, going to my take profit, it's going to give me enough capital. It's going to give me enough it's going to give me enough profit than before. Do you understand? It's going to give me enough profit than before. Now let me use another $10. Can you see? This is another $10 that I want to use to enter this particular trade again. This is it. So now I'll click on long. So the market will be here waiting. The order will be here waiting for the market to come down to my second entry point. So if the second entry point enter, if the second entry point enter, it's going to be giving me enough profit. So this is how you're going to be doing it gradually. You're going to be setting your second entry point above the liquidation point. And again, you can also enter the market immediately if your loss side is, if you stay active with your phone and maybe you just think that, okay, the market want to start going up again, and you can't wait for the second entry point to hit. You want to enter the market, you want to enter the trade again, you want to add money to the trade, you just need to use market order. So this market order just simply means that you want to enter the market again immediately. Do you understand? Like now, let's say this one is giving us minus $8 now, minus $8 now, and you can't wait for the second entry point to hit. So you're going to use market order and set the amount of money you want to use there, and set the amount of money you want to use here, which is $10 again here, which is $10. And don't forget, the money you have in your account is what you are going to be using as the second entry point again, or the third entry point. And don't forget, I explained in the group chat yesterday that I explained it that I used BTC as an example yesterday, which means that let's say you have about 1,000 capital in your account, and the first order amount you're going to use is 25%, the second one 25%, the third one 50%. By using this capital small gradually, it's going to help you to stay long in this particular trade. So you are not going to just out of the market if the market hits your liquidation price or so your stop loss. And don't forget, it is after your capital enter the trade, that is when you're going to set your stop loss. After you use the whole capital you want to use. Let's say you want to use $100 and you use 20% of $100, which is about $20, and you want to use the whole money. So you can be placing your second entry point, third entry point, fourth entry point, fifth entry point gradually until the whole $100 enter the market. That is when you're going to set another profit and your stop loss if the market is not going to your direction. But no matter how the market is going to be, it's still going to move closer to your market price. And don't forget, if the market keep hitting your entry point, your second entry point, third entry point, your first entry point is going to be changing immediately. This your first entry point is going to be changing, and your liquidation price is also going to be changing. Liquidation price is always far from the market price. Liquidation price is always far from the market price and the entry point. So this liquidation will also be far away from the market price and your liquidation price. So the more you are adding to this trade, the more you will be safe in this particular trade. So this is all about DCA strategy. Do you understand? So if you need more explanation on this particular strategy, you can let me know. You can let me know on WhatsApp or in our group. Thank you.